What impact does social media have on the increase in political violence? This question has sparked significant debate among experts in the field. Just moments after the public was made aware of the suspect in the tragic shooting of conservative figure Charlie Kirk, Utah's Republican Governor Spencer Cox quickly criticized social media. During a press conference held 2 days post-incident, he stated, "Social media is a cancer on our society right now, urging individuals to disconnect and engage with the world around them. I would encourage people to log off, turn off, touch grass." This sentiment was mirrored by Oklahoma Senator James Lankford, who pointed out that social media thrives on the most extreme voices, saying, "Social media is always pushing who's the angriest, who's the loudest, who says the craziest thing."
That's what gets repeated over and over and over again, while appearing on CBS's Face the Nation. Meanwhile, Democratic Representative Joe Neguse characterized social media as deeply corrosive, while several experts who spoke to ABC News attributed blame to social media for heightening societal conflict and disseminating disturbing content. They stopped short of labeling online platforms as the sole or direct instigators of political violence. They emphasized that social media likely exacerbates underlying issues, such as social division, inflammatory speech from influential individuals, and easy access to firearms. Robert Pape, a political scientist at the University of Chicago and director of the Chicago Project on Security and Threats, succinctly expressed this perspective, noting that social media is certainly a contributing factor, but it's like pouring gasoline on a fire. It's not the fire itself. On September 10th, Kirk tragically lost his life while speaking at Utah Valley University during the first event of his campus tour. The alleged shooter, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, was arrested nearly 2 days later and is currently facing multiple charges, including aggravated murder. Robinson's engagement with the online platform Discord and video games has raised questions about the potential influence of such digital environments in promoting political violence, although little evidence is available regarding their specific impact on him. Interestingly, Discord confirmed that hours prior to his arrest, Robinson made a post stating, "Hey guys, I have bad news for you all. It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all of this," in a private group chat. FBI Director Kash Patel addressed Robinson's messages from Discord during a Senate Judiciary Committee hearing, emphasizing that they're investigating everyone linked to the chat, mentioning there are more than 20 individuals associated with him on the platform. As for responses from social media platforms, Discord communicated to ABC News that they have not encountered evidence showing that Robinson planned this horrific act or promoted violence through their service. They reiterated their commitment to cooperating with the FBI and other relevant authorities, ensuring prompt responses to requests for assistance. Discord's policy controls state that they prohibit hateful conduct or the use of hate speech on their platform, defining hate speech as any expression that denigrates or dehumanizes individuals, incites animosity towards specific groups, or promotes harm against protected categories. Moreover, a representative from Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, asserted in discussions with New York University researchers that they strive to create a safe environment for self-expression and actively remove content that violates community guidelines, such as hate speech and harassment. Lisa Hayes, TikTok's head of safety public policy, shared that the platform successfully removes over 98% of content posted by hate groups and collaborates with experts to stay ahead of changing trends. X, formerly Twitter, also proclaimed a strong stance against abuse motivated by hatred, emphasizing their commitment to prohibiting harmful conduct that targets individuals based on perceived membership in protected categories. Following Kirk's shocking murder, footage of the event quickly circulated across social media channels, prompting concerns about the potential psychological effects stemming from widespread exposure to such appalling visuals. Experts suggest that social media enhances the risk of political violence due to its algorithms favoring sensational content that boosts user engagement, inadvertently deepening political divides. Additionally, they pointed out that for some individuals, social media can significantly replace real-life interactions, leading to a troubling sense of social isolation.
We are at a very dangerous moment with social media, especially considering a large population of highly alienated individuals spending most, if not all, of their time in this digital sphere, stated Walter Scherer, an engineer at Notre Dame University, specializing in online disinformation, in an interview with ABC News. Pape also shared insights from his surveys on political violence, revealing that heavy social media users, those putting in 6 to 8 hours daily, are more predisposed to endorse political violence. However, he cautioned that this group constitutes a minority, representing about 10% of those who exhibit support for violent political acts. Research conducted last year by New York University and Public Circle Research examined 400 studies related to social media's role and concluded that, while these platforms are manipulated to promote political intimidation and violence, this does not imply that social media solely causes such behaviors. They pointed out other influential factors, such as polarized cable news and the personalities of those who frequently resort to violence. Other commentators highlighted additional variables that have fueled political violence, including aggressive public discourse from influential leaders and the easy availability of guns. According to Thomas Zaitzoff, a professor at American University, social media amplifies a message that's already being conveyed. Analyzing the rhetoric in the U.S. over time, it's clear that the language politicians employ towards domestic rivals has become significantly more severe and confrontational. While social media isn't the origin of this escalation, it does serve to amplify those extreme sentiments. Some experts drew comparisons to historical incidents of political violence, like the series of assassinations in the late 1960s, which occurred long before the advent of social platforms. Columbia University professor Robert Shapiro raised a thought-provoking point regarding whether cutting out social media would substantially lower the chances of political violence, stating, "There's already enough political tension out there to incite violence, whether or not social media is involved." Kirk's death is emblematic of a growing trend of political violence. Recently, a gunman unleashed more than 180 rounds at the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, while a Democratic state lawmaker in Minnesota and her spouse were killed in their home, and another Minnesota lawmaker and his partner were also victims of gun violence. Additionally, in a recent sequence of events, 2 staff members at the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C., were murdered following an event at a local Jewish museum. Throughout the current 2024 presidential campaign, then-candidate Donald Trump survived 2 assassination attempts. As Pape poignantly observed, this is not something we are accustomed to in our nation. While it hasn't been our historical norm, it has become our new reality. ABC News' Megan Forrester also contributed to this article.